Does God ever become a character in your plays? And I don't mean necessarily have an actor, but I mean, is God in all of them in a very obvious way?
Well, in a very obvious way, he is, as a matter of fact. See, we sometimes don't understand why people are cursing one another out and doing mean things and to one another. And it's just basically you're defiling your brethren. So you have to ask, well, how do you stop from defiling your brethren? And the way you do that, it's not what goes in the mouth of a man that defiles a man, because what goes in the mouth of a man it goes in the stomach and it's digested, but what comes out of the stomach is digested, and it comes from the heart. So the things that are coming from a person's heart are the words they're speaking. And so if you got a change in your heart, then you won't be speaking to a person like that. So the whole idea is to influence people to have a change in their heart. And so we all have to work on ourselves, and this will be a much better world.
That's definitely, what is it, Michael Jackson said, start with the man in the mirror.
Start with the man in the mirror, exactly. And you know, the thing about the mirror is we tend to look at the mirror, but and of sometimes reflections, but we can tend to actually be the window where we're actually looking out to be the things that we really want to become, you know. So, and that's very important. Rather than looking in the mirror and wanting to be something, look out of the window and be what you actually want to become, the reflection that you see.
Local producer Johnnie Michael in studios with us this morning. I'm Hans Fogel. You're tuned in to Panhandle Live. Talk a little bit about how you got into writing. You told us the story about wanting to be an actor and finally reaching that point, and then this character you sort of impromptu create to be able to reach out to kids and writing from that. Have you always had a knack for writing, and had you ever thought about applying that to screenplays and stage and things like that?
Well, actually, I tell you, through experiences, job-related experience, for years I have been doing a lot of writing. And honestly, I remember one time, I had to do so much writing, like they said, the job isn't done until the paperwork is completed. And years ago, I did so much writing, and one time, one of the shifts that I was working, the guy was a very educated guy, and honestly, he looked at my writing and he said, you write like you talk. And I said, what are you talking about? Smart guy, right? Sarcastic remark. He said, never mind.
Yeah, you're right. Like you talk.
Right. So, and he walked away. And actually, for years, I really didn't understand what he meant. And then years later, actually, after constantly writing and actually going into the dictionary and all this Webster's and the whole 9 yards, actually one day I was reading someone else's writing, and I just knew exactly what this guy meant. So you have to sharpen your skills for your writing ability. I had to anyway, and then it just came natural. Mm-hmm. And when the first lady asked me if I could do that character, I had no idea it was there all the time.
Yeah,
I just expounded from it.
And it suddenly came in handy to write the way people speak.
Yes, exactly.
All of a sudden it's like, aha, take that, Mr. Sarcasm.
Right, exactly.
It always comes around. Now, this show coming up, do we have the dates yet? I don't think we've even talked about it. When is the show?
Yeah, the show is going to be March the 11th. It's going to be at 5:30 p.m.
And it's a free show, so no need to reserve tickets or anything like that.
Exactly.
But first come, first serve for seating, obviously.
Exactly, and accepting donations again, and generous donations would be wonderful as well. And because, like I said, I would truly love to be able to go around to different churches, facilitate the very big places, and get this message out. People are they're comparing me with other producers, writers and things mm-hmm. like that, and they're saying, hey man, you are really bringing it, so, and I can only be myself. No other producers, writers, or want to be me, just like I wouldn't want to be them,
right.
But I do have something that's unique, and I thank God for it. It's all God, so I encourage people to strongly come out and, see my plays.
So what's happening right now? Obviously, whenever you do a play, there's got to be rehearsals and everything. Tell us about the cast and tell us about what you've been doing to get ready.
Okay. My cast, as far as like talking to them on an ongoing basis, as far as just encouraging them and practicing with them, as far as like having them ready for this is something that, I definitely tend to do on a normal basis. Johnnie Michael is one of my singers. I have Sean Tyson as one of the singers. These are scheduled singers anyway, Claudia Dabner. The three of them, they really blew the roof off the Apollo and Chosen. Those guys did a wonderful job, and I would like to thank each one of them. Reverend Harris Graves, he's one of the managers, and Robert Richards, he's the assistant manager. Those guys have been wonderful. Brother Jacob Graham, he's the minister of music, and they're the group, and they did a fantastic job. My actors, Walter Michael, that's my brother, as a matter of fact, he's starring in this one. And Mr. Andrew and his wife, Mrs. Real, they're the stars, and they're just wonderful people as well. And they have a sister that's Miss Righteous, Mrs. Jones, and she does a fantastic job also. So I just love my cast. They're all just sensational people.
Solid cast. They're in the midst of rehearsals right now for that March 11th show, 5:30 p.m. over at St. Luke's United Methodist Church, New York Avenue in Martinsburg. You excited? And is this actually, we talked about that show actually premiered, God Show Enough is in the barbershop at the Apollo. Has it been put on since, or is this the first time you'll see it without that barbershop component?
This is the very first time, as a matter of fact. I wanted to regroup and go back to the table and always find ways how this can be improved. And I mean, I'm just so excited. I got so many ideas until it's unreal. I cannot get the stuff videoed fast enough to, I just can't do it. I mean, the things that I want to write about in video, I just need more funds to do it. And like right now, speaking of video, I have Bethany Davis. She's my videographer, young lady. She's doing a great job. So, she's going to be at the church, as a matter of fact, videoing that day. Alan A.J. Hamilton from Original Star Media, as a matter of fact, he's helping me with the production end of it. Mm-hmm. So, I'm just trying to get everything in order. And first of all, I don't want to forget this while I got the chance. I'd like to thank you, Mr. Hans, for the wonderful job that you're doing.
Well, I appreciate you coming out. I always love to talk to local folks who are out there making a difference, and writing a play is no small task for anyone who ever says, yeah, I should start writing. I'm really good. And sat down and go, chapter 1, crack your knuckles and say, I think I'll get a Pepsi and watch TV and regroup my thought. It's not easy to do, and to take it from concept to actually putting on a full-blown performance at the Apollo at St. Luke's, it's an impressive feat, and I appreciate you coming to share about it.
Thank you. I definitely appreciate that. I really do. I would suggest to anyone that's thinking about writing is to take baby steps, because inch by inch is essential. Yard by yard is too far. So pick a particular topic and build from it. And that's the way I can strongly encourage you. I mean, if you go back to, if you're going to school for it, don't listen to me.
Johnnie, Mike, one last thing I wanted to talk. March the 11th, 5:30 p.m., St. Luke's United Methodist Church. If there's other churches that would like to talk to you about maybe being able to put on one of your plays, what's that phone number again?
Okay, it's 301 646 7477.
301-646-7477 if you want to contact Mr. Michael about one of his great shows. March the 11th, 5:30 p.m. at St. Luke's United Methodist Church on New York Avenue in Martinsburg. Really appreciate the time, and break a leg.
All right, thank you, sir. God bless you.
Hey, back at you.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, we're going to take a quick break and come back to wrap things up for this hour of Panhandle Live. We've got more coming up at 9 o'clock, though. Stay with us.